Before we begin this video, I recommend that you visit google.com and search for dinadata.com. This website is a great resource for the latest updates on Dinar Guru news, all conveniently located on one page. For more information, I encourage you to visit the site.
Oil MP rules out oil and gas law. I've been telling you guys the oil and gas law has been outstanding since 2005. Quote, this law has been facing political dispute since 2005. There it is confirmed for you in print. That's because this law is simply waiting on the rate to change. It requires Iraq to have a tradable internationally recognized currency. That's it. Progress has been intense because there's some political opposition. I think the U.S. Treasury, Federal Reserve, Central Bank of Iraq, Al-Sudani, have been working to benefit the Iraqi citizens. There's been blowback. Iraq is not alone in having pressure. Unfortunately, corruption has been a problem for many years. Nothing new. But that's being changed, so now it's getting more intense. I have heard nothing negative out of Iraq this weekend. Article. The Parliamentary Oil and Gas Committee expressed today, Sunday, its optimism about the imminent approval of the oil and gas law, which has been suppressed for 19 years. There is discussion about the immediate approval of the HCL. We were always told that within hours of possibly days of the HCL being passed we would see that rate change. Iraq speeds up steps to join WTO. Quote, the Ministry of Trade has doubled its efforts to join Iraq to the World Trade Organization, WTO, after participating in a wide round of negotiations that pave the way for full membership. Minister Al-Ghariri expressed his aspiration for the fourth round of negotiations to be held during the first quarter of next year. It's getting serious, there's no doubt about it. The monetary reform of Iraq has blossomed. Are two rates operating? No, there are not two rates. There isn't 1310 and a hidden rate operating in Iraq or outside of Iraq. It's against IMF regs and rules. You cannot have two rates operating. Minister. Countries in the region want Iraq to return as a global economic player. We are very aware Iraq is still moving forward with its process into the World Trade Organization. Let them move forward because this will open up the door for them economically, strengthening the Iraq dinar. Is it still possible to see the RV in July? Mark Z. It is still very possible. And that is an impressive comment as there is only 2 days left in July. Remember though that we do not know the timing, but is it possible? Very. Al-Fatah Alliance member Ali Al-Fadlawi stressed, on Monday, the necessity of holding accountable those who tampered with the budget schedules and delayed its approval, while confirming that there are only 4 months left until the end of the fiscal year. Al-Fadlawi said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency, the Council of Representatives must seriously consider the rights of its representatives from the Iraqi people, noting that the federal budget is the most important right of the Iraqi people that the Council of Representatives must follow up on. He added, there must be a legal deterrent position for the committees that manipulated the budget tables so that the ball does not repeat itself again by the manipulators, noting the necessity of speeding up the passage of the budget as the country is going through a construction phase and the entry of investment companies. It is worth noting that the paper version included with the parliamentary decision and sent to the Prime Minister's office includes a difference in numbers from the original version of the Council of Ministers, in addition to the fact that the disc containing an electronic copy of the budget tables also contains a different version from the original cabinet tables and from the paper tables sent with the House of Representatives decision. Economic expert, Abdul Rahman al-Sheikhli, expects Iraq's gold reserves to rise over the next 2 months. Al-Mashadani told Euphrates News that owning gold is considered part of the investment portfolio that countries seek, and Iraq has been storing gold and increasing its reserves for many years, especially with expectations of its rise during the next 2 months, and this means that the rise in gold prices is continuing and is part of the country's investments. He explained that maintaining dollar reserves or investing in treasury bonds does not achieve profits commensurate with the size of the profits achieved from the increase in gold prices, although Iraq increased its reserves by 2.5 tons of gold. Al-Mashadani pointed out that these are not large numbers that enhance citizen confidence and diversify investments, and this is the policy of a group of countries and banks, not just Iraq. Data from the International Monetary Fund showed an increase in gold reserves in Iraq and Qatar. The data indicated that Iraq increased its gold holdings by 2,644 tons to 148,305 tons in May 2024. The data showed that Qatar raised its gold stock by 3,112 tons to 106,423 tons in June 2024, according to Reuters. Oil expert Hamza al-Jawari revealed, today, Monday, the quantities of unclassified oil reserves in Iraq. Al-Jawari told Euphrates News that the oil companies operating in Iraq are developing the fields primarily, and there are always increases in production from the fields that are being developed, noting that Iraq is committed to its share within OPEC countries and cannot export quantities larger than those allocated.